Yo, what's going on guys? HyperX here, welcome back to another video for Monster Hunter Stories 2, and in this one I want to give you guys the ultimate Nergigante build for both PvP and PvE. Nergigante is a powerhouse in Monster Hunter Stories 2, so you're definitely going to want to get a good build for him because he will carry you pretty far. And on that note, Paradise Central has been grinding away and improving on his Nergigante builds to make sure that this video is basically going to become your one-stop shop for both PvP and PvE for this monstie. Of course, if you do want to check out Paradise Central's builds, he's made plenty of other ones. Some of them are incredibly awesome, like super spicy. You definitely want to check them out, so you can find those linked down below. And of course, if you do enjoy this, then a like would be super appreciated. But let's not waste any time. We're going to start with PvP, and then we will move on to the PvE build. So to begin with, one thing to remember is that in PvP right now, statuses are very strong, both to use and to have used against you. So this build focuses on a few things. Firstly, negating statuses whilst also inflicting them, and being tanky enough to survive multiple turns of attack whilst dishing out huge damage with each attack type. So starting off with attack first, one of Paradise Central's new favourite moves in PvP. It's a cheap move with a fairly reliable sleep inflict, and that of course is Sleep Needle. This deals light non-elemental damage to one enemy, has a medium chance to inflict sleep for one turn, and only costs 11 points. So it is a very cheap technical move. Then next up the list you have Savage Roar. This is a fairly cheap AoE option that can also knock down, which again does work great in PvP because knockdowns are basically huge potential for damage. Savage Roar of course deals medium non-elemental damage to all enemies, and again you have the high chance of knockdown. It's a power move and costs 25 points. Then moving on from there, we have Calamity Slash. Now this one is an expensive move, costing 50 points. Deals massive non-elemental damage to all enemies. It lowers the user's defense and also auto recovers HP for 3 turns. It's expensive, but it provides a great regen buff, and as you'll see later on, Panacea, which we've included, will also remove the defense debuff. So moving on from there, we then have the latest speed attack option that also hits first. This move also beats item priority, meaning you can finish someone off before they can use a potion, and that is Sonic Strike S. This deals light non-elemental damage to a single enemy, and again, very high chance to strike fast, 16 points to use, and it is a speed type move. So you can see there's a few nice things there that will set you up and give you good coverage across all different attack types. But if we then turn our attention to the passives, we have Self Heal XL, pretty standard, recovers a massive amount of HP at the end of each turn. You then have Non-Elemental Attack Boost XL, again seriously boosting non-elemental attack types, and of course that is everything in this build. You have Divine Blessing XL, which again is of course sometimes a chance to reduce the amount of damage taken. And you then have Panacea XL, which negates all abnormal status effects, which of course can then counter defense down from the previous move. And then finally, we also have All Element Defense Boost, which seriously boosts all elemental defense. So basically, as you can see, there are a few nice, fast, decent cost moves in this that can of course inflict some statuses, set up the opponent to be in a vulnerable state, and of course also keep you alive, keep you healing in the process. It's a very nice, very potent build if you want to play PvP. However, moving on from there, let's talk about PvE because the setup does somewhat differ. The idea for this build is basically dealing huge damage by taking advantage of some of the most powerful moves whilst also, again, surviving any hits and passively healing up. So this is basically super tanky, super strong, super survivable. Starting off with the moves, while this first move may be a dragon type, the damage bonus is insanely good and is, for that reason, worth including even if it doesn't bingo with the rest of your stuff. Also worth noting, if you use this on Nergigante, he goes spiky, which is really cool. That move of course is Pump Up, which greatly increases the user's attack but moderately lowers your defense, and again only costs 24 points. Next up, this is our Tech Attack, which hits hard and also applies Bleed, which will be consumed when the monster is attacked again for a huge damage bonus. So this is a nice setup, and that is 1000 Blades. This deals heavy non-elemental damage to one enemy, again high chance to inflict bleed for 2 turns, costs 24 points, and that is a tech type move. You then have a power type move to follow up, taking advantage of the bleed bonus, which is Killer Tackle. This deals medium non-elemental damage to one enemy and has a high chance for a critical hit. So obviously ideally, once you've pumped up, you'll then use 1000 Blades to inflict that bleed, and you'll then come in with a Killer Tackle for some insane damage. And then following on from there, we then have a speed attack. It hits hard and also has a chance to apply defense down, which again means we hit harder. That is Hellbreaker, dealing heavy non-elemental damage to one enemy. Low chance to, of course, greatly lower defense for 3 turns, 22 points. And we then have a high cost move for when you want to go all out. And it also gives you an HP regen buff, which will boost your healing through the roof. And that is Calamity Slash, again 50 point cost, dealing massive non-elemental damage to all enemies, whilst lowering our defense, but also giving us auto HP recover for 3 turns. But again, turn your attention then to the passives. Self-Heal XL, once again to recover a massive amount of HP at the end of each turn. Non-elemental attack boost, again for the serious boost to your non-elemental attacks, which again are basically everything. Divine Blessing XL, again to reduce that damage taken. And all element defense boost to seriously boost all elemental defense. So as you can see, this one, the setup is slightly different, but the principle here again is just lining up a few things that allow you to do insane damage. You power yourself up, you bleed the enemy, you go in with some powerful moves, and you deal disgusting damage. It is very, very potent. If you guys haven't seen this in action, then, I mean, obviously the gameplay will show you, but if you make it yourself, you will see this is a must-have build. This is going to be one of the best ways to play Nergigante, so if you guys want to know how to spec him, then look no further. Anyway, for the time being, hope you guys found that helpful. If you have any questions, by all means let me know in the comments down below. Again, make sure you check out Paradise Central's channel because he's got so many good builds there for most of the monsters you're probably going to be pursuing yourself, so definitely check that out. And of course, keep it locked on the channel because we'll have plenty more content coming your way. If you want to catch more from us at HyperX Gaming, don't forget you can catch the guys TwoSixNine and Paradise Central streaming over on Twitch weekdays, playing a variety of games. If you guys want to jump in, tune in, watch, and even join in, then make sure you check them out. The links to those are in the description box down below. And of course, you can join the Discord to get involved in all of the discussions.